Hello everybody and welcome to Whyde Family Farm. Today I'm here to just talk about our seeds for the year and what we had purchased throughout last summer and just most recently. We had bought this really cool case to put all of our seeds in. Found it at Walmart. My husband said he paid $15 for it. It's actually supposed to be for photos. Each one has its own little pod. And we thought it would be perfect for storing our seeds. We did at one point wanted to get a photo album and put all of our seeds and stuff in there. But we couldn't find one that fit our needs. So, okay, let's go ahead and we'll start. We have a whole plan this year of what we're going to do as far as our garden goes. And we have to actually make a garden plan this year because one thing why our first year garden was so important for us is it actually told us what we want to plant and what we don't want to plant. Corn is it didn't do well last year, and we decided not to plant it this year, for example, so we decided through that process what we did and didn't want to do. We actually didn't even want to go overboard with our tomatoes because we felt like last year, since it was our first year, we just kind of went overboard. We're gonna plant what we like and then go from there. We did, however, get a lot of cucumbers, a lot of peppers. Ground cherries were definitely going to be a staple in our garden for a long time because everyone liked them. We at that point had never even heard of them before. So when we tried them for the first time, and we're like, oh my god, this is really good. And then we found recipes and we made jam, and so it was really good for us. We got this packet last year, and we plan on doing it this year. This was our free packet last year from the little bit of seeds that we had bought. I actually bought my husband the Brad's atomic grape tomatoes last year. So this came. And this is the purple Russian tomato, which I'm really excited to plant this one. And they said it's good for juices and stuff like that. So I think it will be a good tomato. We had picked this one just because we like the names. I think that's what draws you to them. Oh, this one's named Chocolate Sprinkles. That's cool. I wonder what that looks like or tastes like. So we got chocolate sprinkles and we didn't like it. Our neighbor liked it, but we didn't like it. I'm not a big tomato fan anyway, but I thought it was really pasty, and they're really small and they're supposed to be good and sweet and whatever. I didn't get that from them at all. So we got this one, and they're blueberry tomatoes. So I thought that would be a cool thing in our garden this year. I got these ones because this last garden season we had actually talked about it, and actually thought it would be really cool to make more sauces, more juices and stuff. And I got a KitchenAid mixer, so we're going to do a lot of sauces that way. And the reason why I like to do all my own sauces and stuff like that is just for the fact that I can add my own ingredients in there and don't have to worry about buying canned sauce and what it has in it. So this year we got this tomato for that reason, which is Amish paste. It's supposed to be really good for canning and for juicing and stuff like that. And it's kind of like aroma, but it gets much bigger. And I think they said it gets up to about maybe 2 pounds they can get really big. So I decided to go with this one. Basically babied our plants last year because we wanted them to succeed so badly. I bought these. These are not a Baker Creek seed, but they're burpee, and these are the yellow pear tomatoes. I thought they would be really cool. They kind of have a really cool shape. So we got those from last year. This is my husband's favorite tomato, which is the Cherokee Purple. And we did grow Cherokee Purple seeds last year, tomatoes, and they were not Baker Creek. So we wanted to know what the difference was. So we got these ones just so we can take a look and see what the difference is. But these look massive. So I think we're going to be in for a good surprise this year to see how big these get. And then I also bought these for my husband last year. And these are Brad Atomic Grape tomatoes. You can't wait to plant these. These will look really cool in a salad. And, you know, even though a lot of people only use regular tomatoes in their sauces and juices and stuff, we had so much tomatoes and whatever left over that we just kind of threw them in. So we had a wide variety of different types of sauce. So I thought this was cool. We're going to move on and talk about our ground cherries. We didn't really get a whole lot of these. We're actually quite afraid because we had maybe 12 ground cherry plants last year because we were not aware of how massive they get, and we got 12 plants, and if you are familiar with the ground cherry, they have thousands and thousands of little seeds. So we're kind of afraid that they might pop up this year in our garden. So it's okay if we have, you know, some volunteers, but have tons of volunteers is not a good thing. I don't want to kill ground cherry plants. But this last year we had the pineapple ground cherry. This year we could not find that. Another reason why we go with Baker Creek is because they do have rare seeds and things that you wouldn't normally find. Okay, so our first ground cherry seed that we thought we'd like was just a regular ground cherry. So we got these from Baker Creek. Now these grew really slow, and we were really worried that these weren't even going to do anything, and then all of a sudden, bam, they took off. So I'm going to try that. And then we found these other ones. These are New Hanover ones. So we're going to try those as well, in different varieties. And then we put this in the same category because they're husked. But last year, I did a swap with my neighbor for some seeds and some stuff that she grew, which was really kind of cool because she gave us a really cool eggplant. And then we had a monsoon, so we were afraid that none of our stuff in our garden was even gonna do anything. But we bought some neem oil and started spraying. And we even sprayed like every couple days because even with the rain and stuff, the flea beetles were like just eating all of our stuff. So anyway, she had the tomatillos, and then we saw these, and I made some verdie out of it, and it was really good. My husband really liked it, so we thought that this would be a really cool thing to do, and so we got some purple tomatillos. And we put those in the same category as the ground cherries. Even though they don't taste alike, they're both husked. So we put them in that category together. So now this is something I specialize in even before I came to the farm. I know a lot about herbs and a lot about mixing herbs and stuff like that. My grandpa was really big into mixing herbs and stuff like that, and home remedies. I remember when I was a kid, he would try any home remedy. So it's always been something that I've been interested in. Baker Creek gave us this free one this year, and this is a dill bouquet. And I'm kind of really excited about this, that they gave us this, because we plan on making your own pickles, and this is really good to put in with pickles. So we got this for free. Excited about it. Another thing that we also got with our order are this basil, this dark purple opal basil. I thought this would look really, really cool as a pesto. I don't know what it looks like when it's cooked up, because sometimes they turn vegetables and stuff, if they're really dark purple or whatever they are, they turn back to a different color once they're cooked. But this will be kind of cool to see how this is going to look in a pesto. I don't know what it tastes like. I don't know if all its basil tastes the same. I haven't tried every single basil out there, but it'd be cool to see how this is going to go this year. I also got some bee balm, some lemon bee balm. Now, with this particular one, I saw this in a magazine, but I didn't get it because I don't know anything about it. And I'm kind of excited that I got this, because I'm going to try it out and see what it's like. The best thing about these is that there's a ton of seeds in here, and you know, and if I really like it this year and try it out, then maybe next year I could plant more of it. So I like that idea. I did buy some regular basil, and this is the Genevieve. I got some of that. And then everybody, I don't know if you follow the Roots and Refuge or any of the Friends of Roots and Refuge pages, but everybody talks about the holy basil. I think even Doug and Stacy talk about the holy basil, and I wanted to try it. So I bought a package of these seeds. So it says on the back that it's a combination between sweet and spicy. So I'm kind of excited. I make this dish called Korean beef, and it's kind of sweet and spicy. So it might be something cool to add to that dish. I am a huge cilantro fan, and last year I was really disappointed because I bought some cilantro from a greenhouse, a local greenhouse, and it had bolted when, like, not even maybe a couple days after I put it in the ground. So I picked it and I put these seeds in its place. And I'm really glad that I did, because then I had cilantro basically all summer long. So I just snipped it and then froze it, or a couple times during the summer my mom and I made enchiladas. We have this really good enchilada recipe, and it called for fresh cilantro on the top. And I actually really acquired a taste for it. I really like it. A lot of people have that taste bud or whatever that it tastes like soap, but unfortunately I don't. So this is really going to be a really nice thing to have in our garden this year. I also got 2 different types of cilantro. I got the slow bolt cilantro through Baker Creek. That other one was not. So I'm going to try 2 different types this year, and I'm going to plant them in a progression. Like, I'm going to plant one week and one the other week, and so on and so forth. So that way I do have a wide variety throughout the summer, but I have a feeling that this is going to stick around pretty much all summer long. So I'm going to then use a lot of it. And I found out, I did a lot of research, and I found out that you can actually freeze cilantro. So I would cut it and put it in the freezer, and we actually just used it, some of it, in our salsa that we had in our previous videos. I can't go over all of my cilantro. I bought a lot, so here's another one. This is just plain cilantro. And not to keep referencing Roots and Refuge, but Jess does talk about this lemon balm plant a lot, and it's supposed to be really good for teas, and if you're sick, you can put it with honey. So I'm gonna try it this year to keep around in the kitchen and stuff like that for teas and herbal remedies. I also have this salvia, which is Blue Monday Sage. I got that. I don't really know. I don't really know what to cook with these or anything like that, or if you do cook with them. But I know that if you put dried sage in a campfire, it will keep mosquitoes away. And I do know that sage is good for that. And living out here in the country and stuff, we have a ton of mosquitoes. So I'm hoping that this helps with keeping that population down. That and the tremendous amount of dragonflies we had last year. I actually came across a news article saying on radar they saw this massive amount of dragonflies. It's crazy. I've never seen that many dragonflies, and I thought over the summer we had a massive amount of them, like ones that I've never seen before, so that was kind of cool. Moving on to radishes. I'm not a big fan of radishes. I will eat them. My husband loves them. And we went to a local market and got these white globe radishes, and they didn't really do anything. And so we were kind of disappointed. That's one thing when, especially if you have like little kids or whatever, if you plant radishes, usually like in 25 days, you know, they'll be ready to eat. So it's quick and it's something fun for your kids. We did plant other ones, but these ones that we got from a local place, they didn't do very well. We did get some English breakfast ones and different like things like that, and we did buy these at Walmart and they did just fine. So we did plant these like every 25 days, and we had a nice roundabout of radishes throughout the summer. One thing we are pretty excited about is the fact that we got this Easter basket radish mix from Baker Creek, which has pretty much every radish that you can think of in there. So I can't wait to do that. There looks like there's some icicle radishes, some English breakfast, which I tend to like just the little round globes, but the English breakfast one is pretty good too. It wasn't that bad. I roasted them. I think I have a live video about what I did, or pictures or something on Facebook. I roasted these with some potatoes, and they say if you roast these with potatoes, or even if you just like roast them, it's a great alternative to starchy foods. So if you can't have potatoes because of, you know, the starch or whatever, that these are a really good alternative. So I thought about even maybe mashing them. So once we get these to grow, I'll be super excited. And there's there's 15 different varieties in this little packet. So I think we'll have a lot of fun this year with that. And these little containers ran really perfect for this. We were really excited, and then we just put the label on the side. So let's move on. We got carrots. Last year we planted kaleidoscope carrots that I bought at Walmart, and they came up, and I was so excited because it was my first time ever planting carrots. And everybody's like, oh, they're really hard to plant because if your soil's not right, then they're not gonna do anything. And at first I was like, oh, well, they didn't do anything, you know, and I doubted myself. And then my mom came over and was like, hey, these are carrots. They're just like this big. You just really have to look for them. And then once you got an eye for it, and you got an eye for the green, then you knew what you had. And then forever in a day we were picking weeds because we didn't want to pick anything because we were afraid that we were going to pick our carrots. So we got the kaleidoscope carrots, and I believe I have a picture also on Facebook of all of our carrots. My mom and we made a roast and put all of our carrots in it, which was really cool. I think the kaleidoscopes came with white, purple, red, and some other color carrot, which I never had that kind of carrot before. It was kind of cool. We did plant a second round. Thought, oh, well, you know, if the first round did really well, we're going to plant our second round and get, you know, even better. You can do 2 rounds in the summertime. So I planted my carrots thinking, oh, you know, frost is going to come. They're going to be even sweeter. They're going to be even better. And I didn't even get 1 carrot. Let's go over what we got then. We have these from the previous year. We bought these burpee carrots. We're going to try these. And these are the tender sweet. And these are just regular carrots. Nothing too special about them. We bought several packs. I don't know how I feel. These are a 75-day harvest. You really have to wait for them, and you might even need to start them in the spring, which I think you do. Yeah, March through June. So we'll see how this is gonna go. I got some ox hearts from the Baker Creek catalog. These ox hearts are supposed to be really good for bad soils. And it's supposed to, they're supposed to be like short, but they're supposed to be fat. So, I think these are going to be a good staple in our garden. I got these purple dragons just for the pure fact that they're cool. I love different colored stuff. I really was into the black carrots. I thought those were so cool. Didn't get them, but we got these purple dragon ones instead. And we did a lot of research. We read a lot about the carrots and just mainly all of our seeds. We did a lot of research and figure out, you know, what's good for our garden and what we have going on with the weather and stuff like that. So I think these are going to be really good in the garden this year. Pumpkins and gourds. When I thought about this year, I thought about Christmas. And I thought it would be fun to grow these dishcloth or loofah gourds and give everybody, you know, one of these on a rope with some ground cherry jam or maybe some of our pickles. I really wanted to do that this year. So I got these. I'm really hoping that everything goes okay with these. We didn't do very well this last year with our pumpkins, and we have tried to grow gourds before and they never survived. So I'm really hoping that we can get these to go this year. We're going to require a trellis for us. So we're going to have multiple trellises this year, not just one like we did last year. I think the trellis that we used last year was for our cucumbers. So we're going to have multiple different things going on, and I really want to get these going because I think these would be something fun, and I would like to get that as a gift. So this is all of our pumpkin stuff. I'm not going to really go over any of the pumpkin seeds or anything like that we have, just for the fact that we aren't growing any pumpkins this year. We wanted to, but we have animals where we're going to plant the pumpkins, and so we don't have enough space. Moving on to sunflowers. And I got a lot of sunflowers this year. I had this packet that I bought. I think I bought it at like Tractor Supply. It has 50,000 seeds in it, wildflower seeds. And I did it for this dedication I had to Grandma's garden. It wasn't just my grandma, though my grandma used to live here, and so did my grandpa, and this was their house, and they built this house. I wanted to have a dedication not just for my grandma, but my husband's grandma as well. So I called it Grandma's Garden, And so I had these really, really cute sunflowers in there, and they were only yay high. They weren't really big. So this year I went kind of sunflower crazy, and got these ones. These are the teddy bear sunflowers. I've never seen anything like them before. They're kind of fuzzy, and I think that's why they call them teddy bear sunflowers, but I think these will be really cool. I don't know if I'm going to plant them in there yet, but I can't wait to see what these are going to look like. I think they're going to be really pretty. And since I got these, I saw these ones, which is the tall orange sun, and I thought those would be really cool as well. I can't wait to plant those. Our sunflowers last year did really good in our garden, except for the fact that we had really high winds and hail. Like, I was so upset. I had planted my irises the year before in the fall, because we had moved in August, and I was like, oh, I better get everything that I want planted, so next year I have flowers. So we planted my irises and stuff like that, and then as soon as they bloomed, the next, like maybe not even 2 days later, it hailed and it trampled my plants. I was so upset. So with the wind and everything, it did topple over some of our sunflowers, but some of them stood tall and made it through. But I decided to get these ones. These are the Titan sunflowers. I would say that these are a step down from the Mongolian. The Mongolian are supposed to be some of the biggest in the world, but we decided to get the Titans, which are pretty big as well, and I can't wait to have these in my garden. And it's so pretty, like especially when you're going into fall, to have these in your garden. I think it looks so beautiful. We did get some melons. We got some melons last year. We got some freebie melons too. It's kind of cool. And when we ordered from Burpee, they gave us some free seeds as well. And we got some free melons, watermelons. And we did save some of our seeds that we ate over the summer. We had some honey rock and stuff like that, so we saved the seeds. I don't know if any of them's gonna grow. I wouldn't depend on it. So, but Burgess gave us some watermelon yellow doll hybrids. I don't know if we're gonna plant those this year. We got a couple of those, and we got this Savior cantaloupe, which we're holding on to the seeds for. And we have to have a bigger garden. I think if this year goes really well, we're going to expand. This year we're kind of focusing on our greenhouse and stuff like that, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to expand the garden that we have. We are going to think a lot about space and what we can do with the space that we have. This is a really popular melon right now, and it went completely, what are you going to say? It sold out last year, so we hurried up and bought one of these. And this is a Kajari melon, and it's really popular among the Roots and Refuge fans. And Roots and Refuge, they grow these. It's your own personal size melon, and it's supposed to be very sweet. And you also grow these on a trellis, which we're really excited about doing. And I can't wait to taste one of these. I'm gonna plant lettuce this year, because last year we had crap lettuce. Tell you the truth, it was not good. We didn't really know anything about growing our own lettuce, and we bought some lettuce from a local greenhouse, and once we finally picked it, it was horrible tasting. It tasted bitter. It wasn't very good. Tried different things like washing it with cold water and stuff like that, and it didn't turn out. And then some of the lettuce that we actually grew from seed, we chopped up and we ate it, had a big dinner one night. One night we got to eat our lettuce. I think from then on we just pulled it out and gave it to our turkeys, because it was pretty bad. We bought a bunch of igloo lettuce. I don't know why at that time we thought, oh, well, let's just get these. We got a lot of igloo lettuce, Bought these at the dollar store. This is a green salad bowl. So we're gonna try some of that. We found this at a local market, actually Stall's Farm Market, which is in Ravenna near us. And this is kohlrabi, so we're gonna try and plant some of that. We did like kohlrabi. We went to a local festival. It's like literally 2 minutes away from my house last year, and they had a giant plant sale in July, and we're like, man, this is awesome. We're getting all this cool stuff that we never, and kohlrabi was one of them. So we planted it and we ate it, and it was really good. I really liked it. I can't describe the taste. It was like a potato but a carrot at the same time, and so you can actually eat the leaves as well, but I didn't eat the leaves. But we ended up liking it. So from Baker Creek we got these, and we thought these were really a neat color as well, so we bought this kohlrabi here. I actually ended up being a really cool bok choy fan. We planted bok choy, and I put it in my Korean beef that I make. So I'm gonna plant this bok choy, and it was kind of a funny thing for us to say all summer. So this was definitely a popular one for us. Cucumbers. I got cucumbers growing out my ears. I love cucumbers. It's one of my favorite vegetables, always has been. And I can't wait to grow some of these. We thought it would be really cool to grow these. Geeltros. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Sorry, I'm not a really good pronouncer of things. But I thought these would be really cool. And me and my husband both talked about it, pickling these with the regular ones, so you have like a cool color variety in the jar. So I cannot wait to grow these and make some really cool pickles. So that will be pretty cool. We bought some muncher. This is early fortune cucumbers. And then we bought this Chicago pickle. And I can't wait to get pickling. It's going to be so cool. And I told my husband, I said, what we're going to do is we're just going to pickle as we go. As soon as we get them, we're going to grab them, we're going to pickle them. Because I really like the freezer or refrigerator pickling stuff that we did. But we're going to try and do the big step and actually can them. Boil them and stuff, so we're gonna see how that's gonna work. We came across a really good find a couple days ago. My husband was on Facebook and saw that this woman was getting rid of all these mason jars, and in it was the Ball Blue Book, which is really good to have. It has like a ton of recipes in it on how to can things, so we got that, and I can't wait to can some real pickles, so it'll be cool. Last year we had an issue with one of our cucumbers. We planted these ones. I don't know if you've even ever heard of these. Telegraph Improved Botanical Interest is the package, but these never grew. We planted them and they never grew. So we went to a greenhouse and I got my pickles that way. I was told that cucumbers are actually really fickle as far as their roots go, so they don't like to be transplanted, but we planted these ones directly into the ground and they never did anything. So this year we are going to start our cucumbers and then plant them in the ground, because that seems to be the best way to do it for us. I babied my cucumbers last year. There's this little yellow bug called a cucumber bug, and it really loves to eat your cucumbers, and it actually doesn't eat the cucumber itself. It actually eats the blossom, gets in the blossom, and then eats it. And then it'll eat the roots too, and then before you know it, you don't see them or whatever, and then before you know it, your cucumber plant is wilting and the leaves look all eaten up, and you're like, what's going on? But I saw some cucumber bugs, just a couple, and I got neem oil, and you have to get the cold pressed neem oil, and you mix it in hot water with some dish soap, and Dawn dish soap, just a little bit of it. It helps it to stick onto the leaves. And then I sprayed that. When you spray neem oil, you want to make sure that you do it at night so it doesn't affect any pollinators. But it did work, and I did get a ton. I did have one cucumber plant that seemed to, right from the beginning, have something wrong with it. And I didn't know that. My husband flipped out. It's like, you're going to contaminate all of our plants. I didn't know that. I didn't know I had something wrong with it. So, we did some research and used a peroxide spray on it. And even then, like, we got maybe just a few cucumbers from it, but its very first cucumber that it did decide to grow was really deformed looking. So it just didn't work out with that plant. Got some okra this year, and this seems to be the popular one for people, but we had our own category because we never grew okra before. My daughter really likes it, so we did the Jing orange. And I'm kind of excited to grow these. They get really big. Might not be ideal for our garden, but we're gonna try it and see. But my daughter really liked it, so she really likes it. I'm gonna try and grow it for her. Let's do some peppers. I'm a huge green pepper fan, and not that I like to just like eat them raw or anything, but I think they add so much flavor into whatever you're cooking, especially with chilies and stuff. So this year we decided to go pepper crazy. I'm gonna plant a ton of peppers and chop them up and put them in the freezer. So I bought 2 different types of peppers from Baker Creek, but I also had these ones from last year, which these are the California Wonder, and actually I didn't even let them grow, like get red. I picked them before they got red just for the fact that I was impatient, but I also didn't want bugs eating them before they turned, and so I just kind of picked them before they turned red. I got these pepper bullnose, and we read the description in the Baker Creek catalog, and it seemed like these would be perfect for our environment. So, and they seem to have, I forget, a really short, I think, planting season. So you can just like, you'll be getting them soon, and it just seemed like it was perfect for us. This is the Golden Cow Wonder. I decided to have a little color and variety in our lives, so I decided to plant that one as well. Can't wait to get those out there. We'll see how that's gonna go. We did plant or take our own seeds last year. Don't know if they will do anything. We are gonna experiment and try and get these to grow. But the one plant that we had last year, it had a lot of deformalities and stuff in it and things wrong with them. So we don't know how that's gonna go. We'll see. I have a ton of flowers this year. I love flowers, always have. And it's something I would do every year. I would save my money and buy a ton of flowers for my house. Hanging baskets, love them. So I decided this year to buy a lot of my flowers and do them by seed. Saves us a lot of money in the long run as well, trying to plant our own stuff. So I fell in love with this last year when a neighbor gave me these. She gave me one, and it was like a blue straw flower, and it was absolutely gorgeous, and I loved it. So, and they just look so classic. They remind me, I said this before to somebody, I don't know if you ever seen Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner, and she wears this beautiful piece, like dried flowers in her hair. I'm like, that's kind of what this reminds me of, like a medieval flower. It's really pretty, and I can't wait to get that up and started. I bought these zinnias, scarbosa, and I thought these looked super cute, and they were reminded me of a button. So I got these. I can't wait to see how those are gonna pop up. They're supposed to be a cupcake flower form, and they're supposed to be vibrant, so I can't wait to see what that's gonna do for us. I bought a lot of poppies. Never grew poppies before, but I think they are so beautiful. So I got these mother of pearl poppies. They almost look like paper flowers. So I cannot wait, and I will definitely show you videos of my progression on these as well. Can't wait to grow those. Sweet alyssum, they're supposed to be really good to plant next to your cucumbers, and I bought the miniature dwarf rainbow mix. My grandmother always planted alyssum in between the rocks that she had on the side of her house, and it just looked cottage-like. It looks so cute, and so I've been a fan of alyssum ever since I was a kid. But this was a different color, and they are dwarf, so I can't wait to see what those are gonna look like. I bought some more poppies. I kind of went poppy crazy, and these are just a regular traditional poppy. Kind of cool. Can't wait. And then I also bought these poppy Pandora ones, and once again, these look like paper flowers. They're gorgeous, and I can't wait to plant these to see what they're gonna look like as well. This you can't really see. This is called Envy zinnias. I bought these as well, and these are supposed to be bright green. So I also have some left over from last year, which were the pink that a neighbor gave me as well. I don't know if they will grow. So I bought these, and I can't wait to see how these are going to look as well. I love onions. I'm a huge onion fan, especially red onions. I think they're really great. I could just eat an onion sandwich. You know, some people, they eat a tomato sandwich. I can eat an onion sandwich. I bought these last year, these bunching onions. I really like these to eat them. You peel them or whatever, or cut them up and put some salt on them and eat them. I got these last year, and I was really disappointed. They bolted immediately and started going to seed. They didn't get very big. So I think these have to be a direct sow. I'm gonna try, but it says plants per container. I mean, plant them in a container. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But anyway, I'm gonna try and do them again. I got these white Portugal onions as well. And then these organic evergreening bunching ones again. And then I got these red onions, these Weatherfield Red. I did a little research on the Baker Creek catalog to see if these are what I wanted. They have a short season as well, so they'll grow really fast. I think it says 8 to 12 weeks, or no, 3 to 4 weeks ahead of the last spring frost. So that's when you need to plant these. And the story behind these are really cool as well. But I love red onions, and I can't wait to grow these. And they say the best thing to do with onions is to grow them by seed. I got some bulbs last year, and they didn't do really well. But we had like a monsoon last year. The weather was horrible. Hopefully we don't have the same issues this year. Oyster, the garden. I'm excited to see what this is going to taste like. We're going to try and plant this year. We had the other radishes from this particular store, and they didn't do anything. So I'm gonna check and see, you know, what these are all about. And I did post a video the other day about salsa pie and what it, you know, what it looks like and what it tastes like. A woman was cutting it up, and it looks pretty neat. It's kind of like a parsnip / carrot. So I'm excited to see how that's gonna turn out. We also bought some parsnips as well, which are supposed to be really good for soups and roasts and stuff like that. We have a whole plan this year of what we plan to do with our garden. It's going to be interesting to see it actually laid out, but it's going to be fun. We're going to have different trellises for different things. I'm a little bit nervous though because we do have a vacation planned and we aren't going to be here for a week, and I'm a little bit nervous as to leaving somebody with our plants for an entire week. But other than that, I think our season is going to be really great. I can't wait to harvest the tomatoes at the end of the year again, and I can't wait to pickle our pickles. It's going to be really cool. And I think we gained a lot of knowledge with our first year garden, and I think we're going to definitely pull that into this year and figure out what worked, what didn't work, and go from there. And that's all the seeds that we bought this year, guys, and I hope you maybe learned something from us. If not, that's okay too, because it's pretty entertaining. But thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We have more videos to come. There for a while we didn't have a lot of content, so it wasn't really worth videotaping, but I'm hoping that, our ducks in the spring decide to lay eggs, so that'll be something neat to watch. And we are also getting more turkeys. We're going to get different types of turkeys as well. I think heritage birds were in our midst, and we look forward to showing you all of our videos and showing you updates on everything that's going on at our farm. This is pretty new to us as to you, and thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.